So let's start from the back, right? Think about submissions. Everybody doesn't know how to do a rear naked choke here?
What?
Back to white belt. Yes! Okay, so you have an underside where I'm controlling this hand, and you have a choking hand, right? Choking hand on top of the shoulder, underneath is your control hand. The purpose is, just review. If I have this control hand, she can't turn that way. Turn. There you go. If I have a choking hand here, she can't turn that way. So, submission first, right? Get your rear naked choke, move your hand, rub your bicep, mataliao, right? Let's say it starts to fail because she's very good at hand fighting or keeping this choking hand. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pass off and grab this hand and cover my own watch. I switch into a Kimura grip. I'm gonna lean to one side and get this foot on the underside across the hip. When I'm ready, I move my choking hand side, this leg on top of the shoulder to get your top lock. If I move that way and use my foot to rake her that way, is I'm gonna land into an armbar position. From here, it really depends on your finish. Can you turn this way, please? It really depends on your finish from this position, right? Do you prefer open type armbar finishes? Do you prefer close? A wedge and make a fist? Like a, what do you call this, a crowbar? I put my fist on my hip, I chop that elbow, and you have your armbar finish, right? The goal is to submit and transition. Let's say I'm having a hard time finishing from this position. Big, broad shoulders, 20 pounds heavier than me, 40 pounds. So you can transition to the other side where I grab and do thumbs and I rake underneath the armpit, post on the hip, and I really grind my my butt almost to the rib cage. No French variation. She does not like that. And then I move to the other side. I feel that still I'm not getting any breakthrough from this position because she's very good at defending it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop underneath this near side leg. I'm going to invert this knee towards the pocket of the hip. Try to defend Luis, and I'm going to circle and get into this underneath side. And again, I'm in a favorite position. I'm going to go around, I'm going to give you 5 minutes, and we're going to troubleshoot each finishing spot you want. Do you want to finish your armbar? Do you want to finish on the far side armbar? Close armbar, open armbar, heel hook. I'll be there, I'll teach you. Again, from the top, I have the back side. Basic rear naked choke. You can't go wrong. She's very good at fighting this choking hand. I'm gonna hold the control side, and I'm gonna cover my own watch to a Kimura grip. I'm gonna pass off and move this foot, move my hand on the other side. Two of my hand now is one side of her head. I've given up on the idea of choking her, and I put a top lock position to control that one. Once I rake that body on that side, it's a matter of time, like, do I want to finish a close type of armbar? There are many types of armbar. I have a close armbar right now. I'm gonna go around and help you out and troubleshoot that part of the game. If I'm having problem finishing this one, I'm gonna switch my hand. Thumbs down, go to the far side. Get a little bit meaner if you want to. Open, like really put all your weight as you're transferring to the other side, but I'm not gonna do it for the sake of the drill. And circle to the other side. I'm having a bit of problem. She's very good at hand fighting. Her defense is good. I'm gonna grab and scoop this leg. I'm gonna insert my shin in the pocket of the near side hip. Can you move? And then even if she tries to stop it, I'm gonna circle this foot over this leg. Circle around, and I'm back from this position. You can go for your double trouble. You can go for your heel hook. Splay your legs. She's gonna do the running man escape. I'm gonna put my torso and my head in between of her two legs. Go. Stop. From this position, you can see I'm in a backside inverted heel hook. She spirals all the way through. I wasn't able to catch her. Don't worry, I'll follow up. We're back in the same position. We got that. Let's start from the back and I'll go around. 1, 2, 3. When we do it, they defy logic. We just pull our hands like this, and it's okay. You know, like there's not 100% technique. However, though, if they don't tap, sometimes we have the option to make them go nap. And this is one of my favorites, right?
They don't tap, they can go nap. I like
The
that.
top lock can be many things, right? As soon as I switch into this 2-1 Kimura grip, I transfer my hand. You think that you have completely given up on the idea of choking her, but not really quite. Because I'm just gonna go one-handed Kimura grip. I'm gonna put my wrist right here and the elbow. I'm gonna slowly extend this one. Extend. Push on the hips, and I slowly change angle. I have this angle right here where it's hands versus legs. I can use my legs to try to submit her. See, I can squeeze. And she's tap. Thank you. There you go. If you're having a hard time, you can also get a 2-for-1 here. If I'm dragging all her joints on this pocket of my hip, where she's getting strangled and getting break at the same time. If you feel that your two hands is still small and not strong like me, what I tend to do is swim my hand, grab my lat, and I use my entire body to finish. Sometimes they're gonna go hand on hand to protect that one, but they're not really protecting themselves because I'm just gonna sit, I'm gonna swim, grab a wrist, and then you can kimura from this position. Sometimes they're gonna bend. See, she bend it, and when she bend it, I'm just gonna slide to the wrist, and there you go. Wrist roll, right? Again, I'm gonna give you that option again for strangle. If she doesn't tap, she goes nap, right? At the same time, again, I switch into a one-handed kimura. Switch this one, put my foot right in here in top lock position. From this position, I try to swim the wrist, and I control the elbow and wrist, right? I try to separate the hands by raking this in and separating these hands. Hands versus legs. I pose on the hips. I turn the other way. I have my triangle. It's hands versus legs now. If she's not really defending all too well, you can just slowly squeeze and finish the triangle. I should tap there. If she's a little bit tougher than she is, I'm gonna grab 2-on-1, put this elbow on the pocket of my hip. I can break. Well, what if she's stronger, 20 pounds heavier? You can use your lat, your entire torso to break that arm. But she go hand on hand. It's not yet over, right? You can just use your elbow to sit down, find the wrist, swim, cover your own watch, and you can break a kimura from here. She straightened that hand, she doesn't want to get break, you can also finish a wrist lock from here, right? Good. We have the option of joint locks, leg locks, breaking a knee, breaking a joint. We also have the option of strangling, making it a little bit an advantage for us, using leg versus hands. If you're a front headlock guy, which most MMA guys are, if you have a background, they are MMA guys, they really love their front headlocks. That is also too an option. Alright, so this is my choking hand. This is my choking hand, right? What tends to happen here is she deliberately tried to move this side. I no longer have a choking hand, right? I proactively move it to one side of her neck, or she proactively defends to start escaping from this position. What I tend to do is start to lean this way, and I start to grab my heel and back heel towards her hip, and place a foot wedge behind her back. Try to get away, Luis. She can't really, right? Because I'm back heeling this hip, I'm grabbing my own thigh, and there's a foot wedge here. Her movement is slightly limited. She can either turn left or turn right. For this drill, I want her to turn that way. I just follow her, and I chop this foot. We're in a half guard front head and arm. I scoop, I grab my own wrist. I grab my own wrist. So this is a front head and arm choke, right? I want to squeeze my bicep towards her, and I want to crunch my body, right? That way. So okay, we're in a front head and arm position. I grab my own wrist. Sometimes I even help by putting my foot on her back. Squeeze, sandwich her head over my bicep in her own tricep. You're in a front headlock position. Again. In this position, she deliberately moved my choking hand to one side of her body. I lean towards this way. I grab my thigh. I back heel on her own on her hip, and I put a foot wedge underneath. Try to move. She can't. If she turns that way, I'm just gonna follow her, back heel this to keep her on half guard position. Right? I sandwich her tricep and her neck and my bicep. With a little help of my top leg. She submits. Well, what if she turns that way? Still the same, just follow her, right? Again, she moves my hand on the other side of her body. I lean, and I catch my thigh, I back heel, and I place a foot wedge. She turns that way. What's up? What if she turns this side? I'm just gonna follow her. Watch, go, roll that way. Again, if you're a front headlock guy, that is also too an option. But where does leg lock fit into this? Sometimes they're very, very good at pulling that one in their pop, right? You know, the half-guard front head, you know? Sometimes what tends to happen is they're very, very good at bringing this elbow out, the head pops out, I immediately get 2-on-1, and I place a butterfly hook. A butterfly hook. When I place a butterfly hook, I scoop my butt underneath, crunch in, concave my shoulder. I'm going to elevate you, get into a 4-point position, right? On the isolated hand side, I cross post, I spin, catch, and I'm in my leg lock position once again. So that is the option. Like I told you, submission, right? Submissions and transitions, upper body, lower body. If you're an MMA guy, you like your front headlock, that is an option. If you're an OB guy these days, a butt scooter, because you're full of injuries like me, you also leg lock's an option. 1, 2, 3. You know, you gotta get a bang for your buck, right? Again, let's say I land into that front head in arm position, because I catch that back. And let's say they're just one step ahead, they're stronger, they were able to posture up and get out. Let's say I wasn't able to grab a 2-on-1 because they're very active gripping. I'm in this position. It's an ongoing thing between me and Dan, that how do I incorporate my game to his Kimura game. Transition. Right? How do I fit Berimbolo in Kimura? How do I fit leg locks in Kimura? So again, you can extend your hand as a frame, but sometimes they're big, they're strong, they're gonna crush you. So you're gonna do a self-framing here. I'm gonna put my bottom hand on my forearm and my chest. Try, get a crossface, chest to chest, nothing. And look how easy it is for me to slide my hand on the wrist, go over, cover her watch. If I'm able to put her hand behind the back, obviously it's Kimura, right? But they're not gonna do that. They're gonna keep the hand inside their abdomen. I can't finish from this position. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of space. I'm gonna shrimp, and I'm gonna bring my top shield, right? On top, right here, on her neck. Try to crush me, she can no longer do so. I'm gonna use my shin to push that way. When I do, all the weight is shifted to her rear leg or that far leg. I'm gonna scoop and catch. When I scoop and catch, I have 2 ways of entry here. If my outside leg goes over in and loop and lace on the far side hip, I bring this heel on the top side armpit, you have your inverted heel hooks. Rewind. If I decide to put my inside foot on the outside and shrimp for a bit, catch near side hip, far side hip. I prefer far side hip because I'm controlling diagonal. I have 1, 2. From this position, I can slowly scoot around towards that way and bring her heel towards her butt. I can go foot on foot for a bit. She does not like that. But we're friends here. I'm just gonna scoot and clear this foot so I don't injure my training partner, and I can grab. And we're in the back now. Right? So we transition again from failed front head and arm to Kimura, to leg locks, to back, to heel hook. Sky's the limit, right? Just as long you know in transition. Again, I did all of that from the very beginning. I'm in a front head and arm, half guard. She managed to pop that head. I wasn't able to hand fight. She's crushing me. Self frame. Get my Kimura. Best day, I was able to put the hand behind. That's a finish. But they're not gonna want to do that. They're gonna hide it. So I'm gonna shrimp. Top frame, bring it on her neck. Push that way. Avoid knee strikes, right? You don't want them to be angry with you. I'm just pushing. And when I do, look how her weight shifted on that side. 2-on-1, catch. Outside in, backside inverted heel hook. Inside out. See, you're in this bear trap cap slicer where I shuffle towards her butt. Foot on foot. She taps. Clear the foot. Take it back. Good. 1, 2, 3. Body. So here. We landed into this cross ashi. Right. We landed into this cross ashi position. If you want to follow through, just attacking the legs relentlessly. See, I have a heel hook, right? Or maybe she fucking heel. Oh, she heel slip. See, I don't have the heel hook. Once they split their legs, they can push this, insert a foot wedge, push pull. They can create the running man escape, right? So what you can do if you don't have the heel hook, you can just follow through. Like trap this, sandwich the heel. You don't need a submission. You can put your head in your torso in between of this space right here. As she manages to splay, she turns. See, I'm inside. Pause. Pause. From here, if I'm a little bit faster, I can chop this knee and I can finish an inverted heel hook. But if she has momentum on her side, she spins all the way through. All the way through. See, you finish if my 2 feet is on the outside, 50-50. I try to finish cross ashi. So that is an option. You can finish from there and follow through. What we can do is grab a double trouble. People still tend to do the double trouble because if she clears this double trouble, I can go and attack what I wanted on the way. But this is the perfect time for you to start attacking from the double trouble, from lower body submission to upper body submission. I take interest on this leg. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab or post on that mat, and I'm gonna hip heist and clear this bottom feet. Watch. Usually they're gonna be attacking me, grabbing my back in here, like trying to close that gap, and that's what I wanted all along. Because if she does try to close that gap and I manage to build height, I relinquish the leg locks all the way, and I dive in for the leg, right? Again, from the top, let's say I started from a kimura, right? We did a kimura. Kimura, she hit the hand, I shrimp, I put frame, I send her that way, scoop, and we got this position. Right? I shoot my foot in, I fire it all the way through, she spins. We landed into a cross ashi position. I grab a double trouble. I take interest in this leg because she thinks that I'm going to be attacking relentlessly. I post on that one and clear this bottom foot. See, she grabs my my waist right away, thinking that this is good for her. But this is actually good for me as well. Overwrap. Don't drop your rib cage on someone's head. Slowly and just relinquish this all the way. You can do open type of guillotine. Closed guillotine. I prefer open guillotine. Why? If she postures up, get the head out, once again we're back. If she's not getting out and I can't finish the choke, I can use this supporting leg to base out on the floor and just kick her that way. Now I actually go early before the class, right now, take back. Earlier, 10 minutes before the class. And instead of just chatting in the corner, I usually pull someone in and talk to my partner. I have a rear naked choke, right? I practice my rear naked choke mechanics. I got this. She defends it, I transfer, I go for my triangle. She defends the triangle, I go for a kimura. I reset, I go back. I move this one into one side. I back heel. She turns towards the other side. I have this one. She postured, move out. I have the kimura. She defends the kimura. I shrimp. I use the shin. Push. I have my leg lock. She spins all the way through. I have in a cross ashi position. She splayed her legs to get out. I stop the running man escape. She rolls all the way through. Come back. She rolls all the way through. I get into a double trouble position. I hit high, she grabs my back. I relinquish this one. Right? I pop, I have my triangle. If it's the wrong side, you have your trimura. If it's in the right side, you have your triangle. She pulls her hand, frames on me, she postures up. I'm failing. I scoop, again underneath, again I have my lower body takedown, lower body attack. She rolls through, roll. Heist, the pass. Narrate your rolls for 10 minutes, you're not memorizing.
Positionals to work on escaping one side and the other, the person's you're trying to finish. Straight armbar, yeah, we're not going to do any entries or anything, keep it very simple. I'm going to keep my hands closed, just a normal grip, give a grip to do. Okay? Not game okay. For now, my partner is not going to cross his feet, okay? Because crossing the feet behind the shoulders, if you pull my elbow, is going to stop most of my escapes. So for now, we're just going to keep the feet uncrossed. We're going to work on escaping to the top side. And if it doesn't work, we're going to keep moving to the bottom side. So it's very important, once I start moving, I can't stop. So if I hit a wall, that's why I call it hit a wall, you have to keep moving to the opposite side. Okay? If my hands are closed and my partner's trying to break my grip, and I wait till my grip is broken to start escaping, it's too late. Okay? My arm's gonna get broken. Okay, so I want to think about keeping my hands closed, and I want to open them when I want to open them. Okay? So I'm gonna start with a normal hitchhiker, which is a basic escape that most people know. I'll keep my hands closed, and I want to think about walking towards the top. I'm gonna open my hands when I decide to open them, but I want to bring my elbow to his hip towards my head here, to this hip. Okay, so I'm going to start walking, I'm going to bring my elbow and I'm going to point my thumb down. Hide behind my back here and start walking up to climb. Okay, once my head pops out, one mistake that a lot of people do is you just start driving into your partner, but he can easily get his leg over my head and catch a triangle. Yeah. So if I'm here and I start going up, he decides to open his leg, he catches a triangle, and I end up in a ship position. Okay, so when I climb up, I want to think about keeping my thumb in the knee, turning the corner, and then getting top position. So again. I keep my hands closed here. I'm going to open my hands on my own terms. Okay, so I'm going to start walking up. I'm going to open my hand, and as soon as I open my hands, I'm bringing my elbow to this top hip, and I'm bringing my thumb down towards the back. Okay, I want to look under myself, walk, and climb, and I'm going to use my thumb pose here to stop him from catching the triangle. So I'm going to start climbing up and taking top. Is that good?
Yeah.
Si je suis dans ma position ici, comme j'expliquais, je veux ouvrir mes mains quand moi j'essaie de les ouvrir. Je veux pas attendre qu'ils brisent ma griffe. Je vais marcher vers le haut, puis je vais amener mon coude dans le creux de la hanche. Okay? Vous allez voir, s'il tire mon coude dans l'autre hanche, le hitchhiker est très difficile, moi je dirais pas c'est impossible. Okay? Je vais ouvrir, puis il va m'attaquer. So, moi je vais penser à amener mon coude ici, okay? Puis je vais monter. La question c'était, est-ce que tu scoopes, est-ce que c'est correct si tu fais juste scoop la jambe? Oui, tu peux scoop, mais si mon partenaire est couché, puis je décide de juste scoop, attends, qu'est-ce qui va arriver? Des fois, c'est mon partenaire va être capable d'ouvrir son genou puis attaquer un autre clé de bras. Si je commence à juste passer la garde, il va juste ouvrir. Il ouvre le genou, puis il va le lancer par-dessus la tête. Là, je suis fort ici, c'est vraiment bon armbar. En gardant le genou tassé ici, essayer d'attaquer la clé de bras, c'est impossible. Okay? Là, qu'est-ce qui va arriver? Souvent, c'est je vais commencer à aller monter ici pour la clé de bras d'escape, puis il va tirer ma main sur le côté opposé, puis il va appliquer la clé de bras pareil. Okay, so je frappe un point, puis j'appelle un mur. Okay, I'm hitting a wall. I get to this point, and I can't go anymore, so I can't stop. If I just decide to go back on my back and do nothing, he's finishing me, right? So I open my hands on my own terms, I start going up, he starts applying the arm bar. So from this position, once I hit a wall, I'm going to start walking to the complete opposite side. Okay, so let's turn. I start going in. I'm going to go on my back, but with this hand, I'm going to scoop this ankle. I go back on my back. I'm going to bridge to get his feet on the opposite side of my head. I'm going to use my thumb pose to start putting the knees away from me and start climbing up. Okay, like I say, if you start to climb up without a thumb post, he's going to keep his knee open, and he can still finish by keeping the leg over here or even doing finger four. Just open your knee. I need to push the knee. Try to finish the armbar. It's going to be very difficult. From here I can pass.
Always push the knee.
Push the knee.
We don't like the knee.
No, the knee. Oh my god.
Took you some time there.
Oh, ouais. C'était vraiment drôle. So my hands are closed. I'm going to start walking up. I go for my hitchhiker. She starts applying the arm bar, so right away I'm going to go back on my back, and I use a bridge to force the feet on the opposite side. I slide down to the knee post. The knee post. And I go here.
Now you're gonna use
If you like, you can go cradles. I go for my hitchhiker. His defense is to bring my elbow from his top hip to his bottom hip, stopping me from finishing my hitchhiker. I hit a wall. I can't go anymore. Okay? So I have to go completely the opposite side. But now see, my hips are elevated. It helps me grab this far ankle. So I'm gonna grab it before going back down. And once I get to this position, usually my partner, if he's good at arm bars, he's gonna like bring his heels down. It shouldn't be easy to bring the heels over top of my head. So once I get to this position, I bridge, giving me the power to force his foot next to my head. Now that I've cleared this ankle, I'm sliding down to the knee and I'm climbing up. Okay, so I'm gonna switch my feet, climb up and push to be able to climb on top, okay? Sometimes what will happen is your partner's gonna keep his knee low, okay? I can't go past this knee and I'm in danger now if I stay in this position. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep the thumb post. I'm gonna think about looking away now. So I hit the second wall, okay? My first wall was on top. Now I hit this wall, so I'm gonna go completely opposite now. I'm gonna start going to my knees, pointing my thumb down and bringing my forehead to the mat. Forcing the omoplata, and from here I can post with my forehead and my hand on the mat, pushing off my left foot to jump over to get on top. That was shit.
Jump or a flop, everybody, it's fine.
Excellent.
So I start walking here, I hit a wall, I need to go up completely opposite. I push, I start to climb, I apply the omoplata once I get in here, I jump over, and now I get on top and I catch the head. Okay, so the jump over is like a basic jump over that you do sometimes. You jump over, you just kind of push and get on top, right? Okay, so one more time. I'm here, start walking up, I hit a wall. Okay, so I'm gonna go the opposite way. I bridge, I climb, I hit a wall, so I go opposite way. I bring my forehead to the mat, I use my foot to jump over, and I get on top catching, okay? If I jump over and my partner decides to catch my hips, and I feel like I can't jump, okay? I jump, I catch the hips, I limp arm out, and I get on top.
No go.
By catching my hips, it opens the space between his knees. Since I'm jumping over, once I fall, I'm just gonna think about looking away and limp arming up. So I point my thumb towards the ceiling and I slide here and I need to face my partner. Is that good? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Pas beaucoup. So, je ferme mes mains ici comme ça. Le premier, c'est le hitchhiker de base. Je veux marcher vers le haut, j'ouvre mes mains quand c'est moi qui les ouvre. Je veux pas attendre qu'il brise la grippe. Je veux ouvrir mes mains, j'amène mon coude vers le haut ici, puis je descends mon pouce vers le plancher. Je switch mes jambes, je grimpe, thumb post. Je commence à faire mon escape, j'ouvre. Vous allez voir, le style, il est capable d'immobiliser mon bras sur mon poignet, il contrôle mon épaule avec ses genoux, mon poignet avec ses mains. S'il est capable d'immobiliser mon bras, il va sûrement me finir, ok? Habituellement, c'est game over. Si je suis capable de continuer à bouger, ça va être très difficile à finir un armbar. Même si le bras il est droit, des fois t'es comme oh my god, on dirait pourquoi son bras n'est pas cassé? À cause qu'il bouge tout le temps. Ok, il faut toujours que tu bouges. Ok, so je monte vers le haut, je frappe un mur, et essaie de finir. Try to apply the armbar.
Yeah.
Try, go. Try to finish. Okay, I climb, I get on top. He opens his knee, let's say, and I get to the position where I can't keep going up. He can finish on his hip. So if I still try to go up, he finishes on the hip. If I try to pass, he throws his leg over my head, and now it's really over, right? So I can't keep going here, I hit another wall. I'm gonna start walking opposite, getting my head on the mat, and I'm jumping over to finish on top here to control. If I jump over and I feel like I get stuck, I'll point my thumb up towards the ceiling, I'll limp arm, and I'll get on top, right? Now 2 other escapes that I use a lot. I'll do one when the legs are uncrossed. If I have my hands closed here, I can easily use my elbow to push his foot in between my legs. Okay, for him to apply the arm bar, he needs to control my shoulder with his knees, my wrist with his hands, to break my elbow, which is the middle joint here. If I'm able to open the space between his knees, he loses a lot of his control. So even if he decides to start attacking my arm, usually it's going to be hard, it's going to be easy for me to slip, right? So I keep my hands closed, I open the space, and from here, one thing you can do is turn your body towards your partner and start slipping your elbow without hitting his balls. Here.
Or bonus.
Yeah, or hit his balls, whatever.
No, protect the balls. We need to grow our kids' class.
Okay, yeah. Take the balls. Hashtag. Okay. Once I'm here, I'm gonna scoop the leg, start climbing. You can start walking and passing this way. If he pushes your head down, you can start going this way, whatever. Okay, you're passing the guard. Okay, so go again. I'm in this position. My hands are closed. I'm gonna use my elbow. Some people will use their hand. I do not recommend. So let's say sometimes the feet are crossed and you wanna use your hand. I don't recommend, okay? You can use your hand and grab your own thigh. The only thing he needs to do now is grab the 4 knuckles and break the grip, right? So I like keeping my hands closed and I'm using my elbow to get space between the legs. Okay, start turning. Oh, fuck. And from here I climb up. This is a basic pass. You can start walking behind. If he puts a lot of pressure towards your head, sometimes I'll even back step and scoop behind the hips here. Is it good? Okay, 1, 2, 3. So what will happen is my partner will pull my elbow in tight, let's say, and cross his feet behind my shoulder. Okay. Now this limits most of my escapes. Okay. Hitchhiker is gonna be very difficult. He's controlling both shoulders. So my goal for a hitchhiker is to bring this shoulder to the mat. I cannot. Okay. Climbing up this way will be difficult. Trying to get my elbow in will be difficult. So what I usually do from this position is I'll grab a figure 4 and I'll grab my own his hamstring. Okay. There's the escape where you're trying to climb up, but another one that I tend to use is I'll use a bridge to think about bringing his knee down and getting my shoulder blades on top of his leg. So if I'm in this position, I'll do a big bridge to push, and I'll think about sliding my head in the hole and start climbing up here. Now that my back is on his leg, I'll think about rotating, bringing my elbow in the pocket of his hip, and climbing up into his guards. I'll climb up here and get on top. It's a pretty explosive bridge, so I just kind of keep this here, and I think about pushing his leg up while bringing my head down. So I bridge, and I think about bringing my head here. I'm not really in the clear now. I just need to keep my back of my head on his leg and use my feet to climb my body up until I'm in a position where I can bring my elbow in the pocket of his hip and climb. The reason why I don't just climb here is because here my back is vulnerable. He'll just take my back, and he can even attack the arm again, right? Yeah, so that's okay, yeah. So I want to climb high enough where I am able to bring my elbow in the pocket of his hip, so now if he tries to take my back, he can't.
Just so you know, in our gym, we did this Thursday, we call it the birth escape.
No details. I'm just gonna grab his belt. First of all, just to make sure always make sure his belt is tight. Okay, okay, you don't need the belt. So I grab the belt, and with my arm here, I don't grab the shoulder. I just put my fingers right in the in between his bicep and his forearm, and I tuck my head aside. I'm talking on the phone, and I'm driving. I'm giving an angle, and I'm getting my elbow inside here. And as I turn, I can feel that he's sort of losing balance. He's pretty loose here. So I'm just going to help him. I'm going to bridge over my shoulder, and I want to make him roll on his shoulder too. And just make sure the person is on top, has his hand, like the top of your hand, have it flat on the mat. Because if you have it like this, once I flip, he's going to wrist lock, okay? So as I turn, I can feel that he's going already. So I'm just going to help him. I'm just going to bridge. I bridge, and I look up here, and boom, I switch over, boom, and I come on top. So that's it. Yeah, one more time.
Now do that for an hour.
Right? So I grab the belt, I bring the head down here, put my face against my arm, hold here, and I go inside here, and I turn, and I whoop, boom, and I come here. So it's here, like if I push him here, it's gonna post on his head, and if I'm going there, it's gonna pull his leg, so it needs to be here. But to do that, I have to get inside here, I have to give myself an angle. I know he's off balance already. See, he doesn't have much here. It's loose here, so whoop, just boom, right there. So you have to dig your elbow inside.
Professor, mind if I just mention a detail that I've noticed a bunch of people?
Yeah.
So if you notice, that you can't necessarily see it on this angle, is he's grabbing onto the inside of the elbow. So as he's bringing his elbow in, he's also relieving the crossface. It's allowing him to get a better angle.
Yeah, so see what I do is I some people also grabbing the shoulder or the bicep. You really have to put your fingers, au milieu ici, là, dans le bras. Okay? And I keep it tight here against my face, and then I go in, and see I got an angle here. If I try from here, it's not gonna work. I have to go an angle. Look.
Est-ce que tu appuies sur sa tête avec ton coude?
Yeah, so you have to bring his head down also. Voici, je l'ai mis. So So as I pull, I bring his head down at the same time. I bring him down, I get in, up. Give that a try. The common reaction I get is that they back out a little bit. So what I do is I want to create momentum, because from here I'm not going to get him. So I just want him to give me a bit of motion so I can use that like against him. So and when I pull, he's pulling back, and then I just play with him a little bit, and then when he comes back, boom. So when you're on the side, play with the belt, well, the pressure, I would say. So, and when you go for the belt, if you're flat on your back, and if you just go here, you don't have as much momentum, I would say. So if you lift your shoulder a little bit, then you get it and you bring it down, then he has more, I feel like he's more crushed here. So right now, he knows where I'm going, so he's backing up, and I don't have any, there's no room here. So I push, and then he comes back, and then I, boom. So you just want him to, what you want is you want him to drive into you. Because when you're pulling, and then you just play pull, push, then when you feel it coming down again, oh, yes, sir.
That's assuming that when you're creating that space, if he doesn't push back, you just regard, right?
Yeah, so I can just, well, there's something else we're gonna go after that.
Okay, I'll shut up, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
No time.
it was after. Okay, go ready.
I go down here, but with my leg here, I block him.
See what the, can you all see I block here. So I keep this leg here, and I have to keep this one here. And when I turn, I try to block his leg so he doesn't go down here. So I can push, pull, and he's going. I block. So you can also use your leg. Use your leg to prevent him to go down. And if he's able to make it north south, that is you lost him. So try to make sure that if he's going north south, he's giving you good timing. Another reaction that I see is this side's better. Yeah, some people, the reaction I get is they do this. If you do that, then it's on. He's giving you the reversal right here because he's putting all his weight here, so it's easy to do. So try to block the leg, push, pull, and then when you feel momentum, just flip him over. And after you can start this from whatever with a knee shield or just open guard. So Chris, he wants to gain side. So what I do is I put pressure to keep my knee shield there, and as he's coming, I open up, and then I grab the belt, and with this arm here, everybody see? With this arm here, I'm gonna punch it through and reach his far hip. And as he's coming down, boom, I go under. It's the same concept as the first one. See, first one I had the arm, then I have the full arm. Now I just have his sleeve. I'm using his momentum. So here he's coming in. Whoop! I dive. I punch the through his hip. I go under. Then I come back here. Sound confusing? Questions? 1, 2, 3. So the first one we did. Okay. So now we're gonna combine both. So I'm here. I go for the first one. I get the belt, and then he's backing up. I can't bring him back. So what I do now is I'm gonna pretend, and I'm trying to go back for my close guard. And the common reaction I get is that most of them they take out the arm, and some they push on my knee here, and they try to get it back in. So as he puts his knee here, I'm gonna grab the sleeve, and then what's coming now, he's gonna push my knee. He's gonna give me momentum to get on my side. As he's doing that, boom. That's it. One more time. Not now. So I'm going for the first one. I can't bring him in. I get my knee inside. He gets his arm out. Then I grab the sleeve, and then as he's pushing my knee, I open. Boom. Over. So first one, he gets the arm out. I grab the sleeve just like the one we did, and then I do this one again. 1, 2, 3.
There are a few things I want you guys to understand about half guard. So it's half guard bottom. Yeah, so if I'm on the bottom, do I want to be on my back or on my side? Side. Why?
Smashed.
So part of the reason is my shoulders are also a frame. So if he drops his weight, he's not crushing my lungs in any way, shape, or form. The other thing is I don't want him to have the underhook, and I don't want him to have the crossface, right? If he has the underhook and the crossface, he's gonna be able to flatten me out, and we're chest to chest and his weight is high. He's removed a lot of my mobility. This is a great passing position. I want this to be to my advantage, not to his advantage. So ideally, I want to be on my side, my shoulders inside. On this angle, it's really hard for him to win an underhook. Does that make sense? Ideally, I want my bottom shoulder to be behind my top shoulder, so that when he's pushing on me, I have an angle. So he's pushing into this shoulder, and he's trying to move the ground. Does that make sense? And I'm not letting him get the crossface, because if he gets the crossface, he can flatten me out. Use the crossface to flatten me out. And once I'm flattened out, win that underhook. And now the only thing he's doing wrong is that his knees stay on the ground, but I'm not asking him to fight me. If his knee stays on the ground, then maybe I can start reversing him, right? So I leave, this knee comes off the ground, this knee stays in, and actually he'll lift his hips and drive his shoulder, keep this knee in, turn your hips, and driving in here. So like this is removing a lot of my stuff. So that's the last place you want to get to. That would be if we were doing the opposite, how to pass. So I'm in this position. He's trying to get the crossface. I'm not letting him. What I want to do now is win my underhook. But he's driving his chest into my elbow, so getting my elbow behind is going to be difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my top knee to start elevating him, bringing my arm underneath, and pulling myself down. Ideally, I'm going to start switching to come and hook his leg. So now I've got a torque, and then I'm going to liberate the bottom leg. Does that make sense? Yes. If he stays where he is, ideally, anytime I have the underhook, I want my shoulder line to be at his hips. Anytime that he has the underhook on top, he wants his shoulder line to be at my shoulders because he wants to pin me flat on my back. So when we get here, I'm not just trying to get this. I want to get as low as I can. Makes it nice and easy for me to get here. If he doesn't put in the whizzer, I'm just going to come out and start taking his back. If he does put in the whizzer, he just made a connection. My hand can let go of his hip. I can come and grab onto his hand. My foot goes towards his other foot, and I just use that foot to pull him over me, rotate him off, and come up on top. Usually my hand is a little bit stuck here. I like to rotate it under. When I rotate, I like to control the shoulder, and then come and take the side. So if he was doing this, we're in half guard, no knee shield. Yeah, so I got by the knees already. He turns this shoulder in front. He's preventing the crossface, but I'm stopping him from getting his elbow behind. So he uses his knee to move me forward. He wins the underhook, and use that knee to pull yourself lower even. Good. Come and clap with the other leg. Free your bottom knee. Good. Now see, he just took my back. Go back. When I put this whizzer in, I'm making a connection. So all he's going to do is he's going to use his bottom foot to bring this shoulder to the ground. I'm already connected to him. This hand should be on my knee. And now he has an unweighted lever to finish the roll. Shall we give that a try? I forgot to ask. Does that a little bit on leverage and mechanics? When I'm inside and I'm hooked his leg and I'm here like this, and he whizzers me. When he whizzers, he's making a connection. All of his weight is on this side, but I'm using this foot to pull his weight on top of me. But at the same time, what I'm doing here is my hip is on the outside of his knee. As this is turning, my hip is pushing into his knee, and it's torquing, which is also bringing his hip on top of me. So the whizzer is bringing his shoulder on me. The leg configuration is bringing his hip on me. So even if he's a bigger, heavier, stronger guy, well, as I'm turning, this is pulling him onto me. He can try and fight it, but he can't. So I'm just doing this, bring him onto me, and rotate him over. And exactly like what Eve did this with the elbow where he's lining it up. I'm trying to keep my arm lined up with my shoulder so that it's a frame and not muscle. This is effortless. Does that make sense? Are you guys okay with this? Do we go to the next one, or you want to practice this a little bit longer?
On to the next.
On to the next one? Yes. Perfect. Okay. So he's trying to cross face me. Same thing. I'm using my knee, I'm coming in underneath. I'm able to get to this position. From here, whizzer or not whizzer. If not whizzer, I'm going to take his back. He whizzers. Okay, good. So Once I get this leg out, I might come to here. This, come back up for a second. This grip here is like a force multiplier. So I'm not pulling so much with my arm, is as I come up with my legs, it pulls his knee towards his other knee, and then I can rotate around. And again, he's holding on to me. I'm driving my arm into his bicep. My hand rotates around, controlling the shoulder, and then I start coming in, and of course my knee's gonna come to his hip, and then then we can practice ease stuff. Or not, because we'll focus on getting this to. So once we get to here, once I tote this out, I'm able to get up to my knees. All I'm gonna do is I'm basically gonna pull his knee towards me, but not with my arm. I'm just gonna come up. So as I come up right now, his knees are wide. As I posture up, he pulls his knees together. I come up onto my feet. He can stay strong, but I'm using his arm to rotate him over. My hand comes up, I pin his shoulder, and then I'm coming into my position. Shall we give that a shot? 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So if my knees are down here and I grab and I'm trying to lift, take the weight off, I'm trying to lift my body and his body with my lower back. Ideally, I want my knee high so that when I start coming up, I'm lifting with my leg, not with my lower back. And if I can't, say he's shifting all his weight to this side, and it's not allowing me to lift on this, like this, he's tilting to that side. So instead of lifting, I'm just gonna push all of his weight over his knee, walk up and over, use that wizard to slow him down, and then he's gonna go and do the friggin' dirty reversal. So, make sure you combine the two together, just not right now. Sounds good? Does that answer that question? Okay. One of the other issues that people are running into is somebody else had a question? Okay. One of the other issues is getting up. So sometimes I'm in this position, I free my knee, but I go to get up and he's keeping me, like he's keeping that pressure where I can't. He'll likely have the wizard because if he doesn't have the wizard, I'll stay there. If he doesn't have the wizard, I'm gonna use this leg and this shoulder under his armpit to throw him over and then I'm gonna come take it back. Sorry about that, Mike. Yeah, so I'm on my shoulder, I'm just throwing him forward. So he's like shutting everything down. He thinks he's really smart and then he lands on his face. All right. So now he grabs the wizard. Good. So now I can't throw him over. And then as I go to get up, he's pushing into me. Oh, thank you. So kind of just like what Eve had done earlier, is that if I'm trying to get up and he pushes into me, he's giving me one. If I try and pull him onto me and he pulls away, he's helping me get up. And then I can either drive in and pass, or I can stand up and pull. It's up to you guys to decide which one you prefer. I'm a little bit lazy. I kind of like the pull, but having the ability to lift is another good option. Sounds good, so we're just going to combine the two together. Where once you get here, and I get into position where he decides which one I'm going to do, and then we'll troubleshoot a third option. So again, I'm in here. If I try and pull him onto me, I feel him pull back. I use his pull back to come and get up onto my knees. If I get up onto my knees and I try and push him over, and he's pushing into me, I let myself fall. And if I build a lot of height and he's pushing into me, the momentum that I'm creating, or the potential energy of my hyping up here, and he pushes into me, if I let myself fall, that potential energy turns into kinetic energy, creates torque, and throws him over. Does that make sense? I don't know if any of those terms are right, but it sounded really cool. All right, grab a partner, let's play. So, where'd my helper go? Eve. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see a damn thing. Okay. I was using Phil, but Eve works. Phil. Thank you, Phil, sir. Might have gone to the washroom. I don't know if he washes his hands. No. Okay. So go bottom. So same thing in side control. So just hold up for a second. So if ever he passes my guard, if I'm able to get onto my side, this hand controls the space in between my head, and he tries to control me. Can I go? Yeah. Okay. I'm not letting him get my head control. I can use my knee again to start winning this underhook, and I'm trying to get low. Everything we just did can be done from here. So I'm connecting to his leg. He grabs the wizard. Now what I want to do is I want to connect my hip to his knee. So he's got wide base. So I'm holding his knee so that his knee doesn't get wider. as instead of pulling this knee to the knee closest to me, what I'm doing now is as I'm walking my hip towards him, I'm pushing his knee towards this knee. And I start turning my hips to undercut his base. And then I walk in a circle until I have his weight, turn him over, turn my elbow out, pin him down, and come and get my position. So if we're in here like this, and I pass, his elbow's on the inside, so it's really hard for me to, when this, his hand's on his head. So he's protecting the inside of this hole, so I don't come underneath. And here I have nothing. He uses his knee to create a space to get the underhook. Yeah, just to push me forward to top me, but it's okay, he wasn't prepared for this. I'm not trying to make him look bad, sorry.
You can do it.
No. So you push with this knee, just to create space to win this underhook. No, don't insert it, just push me forward.
Okay.
So now not only do you get the space, but you're down by my hips. Grab onto the inside of my pants. This one here, bud? Perfect. It's hard, it's stressful one. Okay.
We're good.
So now, this knee, he's stopping it from going wider. And as he starts bringing his knee, he's trying to push my knee towards my other knee. He turns onto his side. He keeps walking, keeps walking, keeps walking, keeps walking. Everybody tries to force it with their arms and try and throw the person over. But if you just keep walking, grab the wizard. If I just keep walking, eventually I'm undercutting the base. I don't want to be lifting from here because it's like doing push-ups. When I walk enough, the lever is on the angle that I want to bring him. I don't want to lift and then him come back down. I want to push him off of me and then pin him if I can.
Are you pinning that wizard? He's on a bolt, no?
Okay, so this goes back to the exact same thing we did before. I'll do this without throwing him on his face this time. Is that whenever I get here, if ever he takes this wizard off, again, I'm just, my hand's on the mat. When I throw my body, I bring my shoulder over my hand and then suck back, it's gonna throw him off. Does that make sense? If I'm in here like this, and he puts his hand on the mat once I get him, okay, so I can't turn into the hand. But if I keep going in a circle, eventually I get an angle where his hand can't follow. So I never want to fight his strengths. I just want to go where he's weak. Been married for 34 years. My wife taught me this lesson really well.
Just find you, Dan. Just kidding.
Looking around to see where she is. We got into an argument recently. One backhand solved the whole problem. I shut up right after that. All right, sounds good. Yeah, none of this is true. My wife is like the nicest person in the world.